If you're thinking about buying a home in 2026, one of the biggest questions you're probably struggling with is, should I buy a new construction home or should I buy a resale home? A resale home is the ones that are previously lived in, the ones with the for sale signs, etc. This is one of the most common and the most emotional decisions buyers face. And most people compare these two options completely wrong. They look at finishes, they look at neighborhood vibes, they look at move-in dates, and they look at the incentives, the builder incentives. But the truth is, the decision between new construction and resale is not about countertops and possession dates. It's about wealth, it's about timing, and it's about risk. And it's about your stage in the real estate wealth journey. So today, I'm going to walk you through the true financial difference, the wealth math behind both of these scenarios, and the Ottawa-specific risks and opportunities, the buyer incentives that actually matter, and the neighborhood level implications. And finally, which option is smarter for your star level in your specific wealth journey. And by the end of the video, you'll know exactly what choice builds more wealth for you specifically. So let's start with the wealth math. All right, so let's compare two very typical Ottawa scenarios. Both homes are $600,000. One is a new build in areas like Riverside South, Finley Creek, Barhaven West, Canada South, or even Stittsville. And the other is a resale home in established neighborhoods like Alta Vista, Orleans, or the mature part of Orleans, Hunt Club, Canada Lakes, or Barhaven Core. Here's the math that actually matters. All right, so first of all, let's look at scenario A, which is the new construction. And again, we're working off an example of $600,000. First, we need to look at deposit structures. Instead of one large down payment up front, you actually typically pay in stages. So for new construction, it's not uncommon where you pay, let's say $5K on signing, $10 or $20K at 60 days, another $10 or $20K at 120 days, and so on. This is where first-time home buyers love the new build structure. It gives them time to save, it gives them time to beg, borrow, and steal from family members, and so on. Then we need to look at the appreciation during construction. And Ottawa new builds tend to appreciate 2 to 3% annually while actually under construction. So again, on a $600,000 home, that's $12,000 to $18,000 per year, or potentially $24,000 or up to $50,000 by completion. Then we're going to need to look at the mortgage paydown, the 30-year amortization. For first-time home buyers, you can now take up to 30-year amortization on new builds. And this reduces the monthly payment pretty significantly. In the first 5 years, you pay down $35,000 to $40,000 of principal. Then you need to look at maintenance. In the first 5 years, there's minimal risk. There's no roof, there's no furnace, no windows, no foundation surprises, no plumbing issues, and that sort of thing. And again, there's usually a carry-on warranty. From a tenant perspective, there's tenant appeal. If you plan to rent it later, modern units get premium rents. So the total wealth created in 5 years is approximately $100,000 to $130,000. And that's without renovating anything and with very little stress. All right, so now let's look at scenario B, the resale home. Again, we're working off the example of $600,000. First and foremost, let's look at the appreciation. It's the same 2 to 3% annually. So what we're talking about is $60,000 to $90,000 over the first 5 years. From a mortgage paydown perspective, we're now talking about 25-year amortization. Resale doesn't qualify for the 30-year amortization. So your mortgage pays down faster. So approximately $55,000 to $65,000 in 5 years. Then you have forced appreciation, so renovations. This is where resale has the advantage. You can convert a basement, update a kitchen, add an egress window, fix an old bathroom, open up a wall. Most homeowners can add $15,000 to $50,000 in value with smart improvements. Then of course we need to look at the maintenance cost. This is where with actually just a little bit more risk, but also more control over the equity. So the total wealth created in 5 years is about approximately $130,000 to $200,000, almost always higher than in new builds. So if you're willing to do the work, this is the advantage. All right, so let's discuss the summary from a math perspective. New construction equals about $100,000 to $130,000. It's predictable, low maintenance wealth. And from a resale perspective, we're talking about just a little bit more, about $130,000 to $200,000 in value. Higher potential return, but there's more work. Both build wealth, both are valid, but they build wealth differently. Now, let's talk about the Ottawa-specific dynamics because this matters a lot. All right, so let's now talk about the new builds versus the resale reality. Builders are offering more incentives today than ever before because of the balanced market conditions. Many builders like Mattamy, Calico, Matino, Olympia, and even Tamarack are offering promotions like $10K to $25K decor credits. There's often appliance packages. There's often rate buy-downs, deposit flexibility, closing cost credits, assignment-friendly clauses, and this can materially change affordability. From a resale perspective, the resale inventory is much more balanced. There's more negotiation power, more conditional deals, more ability to walk away if things don't feel right. And from a new build perspective, neighborhoods are expanding fast. Great for long-term appreciation, but schools, transit, and amenities often take a little bit of time. They take just a little bit longer. From a resale perspective, neighborhoods are fully established. Trees, schools, community centers, parks, transit, they're already in place. And from a timeline perspective, timelines really matter. New construction often has delayed gratification. And from a resale perspective, it's immediate lifestyle and immediate equity. And the risk profile is different. From a new build perspective, you can obviously have risks with delays, closing adjustments, unknown future interest rates at completion. And from a resale perspective, we got maintenance, renovation overages, and older systems. Both have risks, but the type of risk is obviously different. All right, so now let's talk about the wealth journey. You've heard me talk about this in videos in the past, but essentially it's a 5-star system. Star number 1 is for first-time home buyers. And what first-time home buyers often need is affordability, predictability, and simplicity. New builds often are a better fit for first-time home buyers. There's 30-year amortization, they have better incentives, they have easy maintenance, they have the FHSA, and they got time to save before closing. And from a resale perspective, it's better for equity acceleration, lower price points, mature locations, renovation upside, and what's more common? Well, from a historical perspective, it's the resale. But in 2026, new construction is surging for first-time homebuyers. My personal recommendation, if affordability and predictability matter most, then go with new construction. And if you want faster equity and you're comfortable with repairs, then obviously go the resale route. And for star number 2, which is the move up buyers, so you've gotten your first home, now you're moving up. What you need is more space, better schools, better neighborhood positioning. From a resale perspective, this is the clear winner. The lots are typically larger, you typically have finished basements, you have better neighborhoods, and better long-term appreciation areas. And from a new builds perspective, there's a lifestyle upgrade, modern layouts, energy efficiency, and turnkey ease. Again, my personal recommendation for the move-up buyers, for those particular buyers, resale is usually the strongest wealth play. And for star 3, this is the rental property investors. What they need is cash flow and appreciation, and resale equals cash flow and value add. Think of things like SDUs, basement conversions, immediate rental income, and better price per square foot. And on the new build side, it's typically low maintenance and strong tenants, high demand rentals, lower turnover, predictable ownership, and strong long-term appreciation. Again, my recommendation for these types of buyers, if you want cash flow, then you go the resale route. However, if you want low maintenance, go for the new builds. The 4th level or the 4th star is the multiplex investor. And what they need is predictability and income stability. So resale multiplex is income now, and the new build multiplex is better for lower maintenance and a long runway. So my personal recommendation, again, if cash flow is the priority, then go the resale multiplex. If long-term, low-risk appreciation is the goal, then go new construction. And last but not least, the fifth level, the fifth star is private investors. And this is where private market real estate shines. As someone who's personally invested in multi-unit projects, I've seen firsthand how private market development produces new build style returns with zero landlord responsibility. Again, my recommendation, if you want returns similar to development without being a landlord, well, the 5-star passive investing is a powerful way to diversify. All right, so let's sum this up another way. Who should not buy what? So do not buy new construction if you need housing within 90 days. Do not buy new construction if you want a mature neighborhood or you're uncomfortable with any sort of project delays. Do not buy new construction if you need certainty with your interest rates. On the other hand, do not buy resale if you can't handle renovations or you need low maintenance. You do not buy resale if you want a predictable first 5 years and you're not comfortable with older systems. All right, so if we were sitting at the table, we're actually family, this is the advice I'd actually give you. Again, if you're a first-time home buyer, I would often say that new construction is the easiest path into the market and it has less headaches. If you're a growing family, for example, then always, or typically always, I would go the resale route. It offers better long-term value. And if you're an investor, well, you choose off your personality. If you have a cash flow mindset, I'd go the resale route. If you have a hands-off mindset, I'd go the new build route. And if you're scaling, well, resale multiplex now or new construction multiplex is better for later. And if you're busy and you want passive returns, then consider the fifth level or the 5-star private market investing. The real question is not which is better, new or resale, it's which option advances you to your next star level. Which option builds your wealth most efficiently, and which one fits your life that you're building 5 years from now. That's how smart buyers make this particular decision. All right, I think I'm going to wrap up the video here. Thank you very much. If you want clarity on whether new construction or resale builds wealth more for you in 2026, start with the readiness quiz. Go to my website at markbelangerrealty.com and go to the quiz. It measures your mindset, your financial readiness, and of course, market fit. And from there, after that, we'll get on a call together when you're ready, and we'll actually map out your personalized real estate wealth plan. That's it. I don't ask you for your email address. I don't ask you for your phone number, and the results are instant, and it takes less than 2 minutes. It's a really good exercise, puts you in the proper mindset. Take the quiz, sort of dissect it, reflect on it, and when you're ready, get on the Calendly link, which is in the description below, book a 15-minute call with me or a 30-minute call with me. Let's start the conversation. Let's start dissecting where you are on your real estate wealth journey, and I hope I can help. So I hope this video was helpful in some small way. Until the next video, stay smart, stay invested. I'll see you in the next one.